I'm Lacey Shippey on the Rural Radio Network, and it's time to take a look at the midday livestock trade. And I'm on the phone with Kyle Bumsted, livestock market analyst. Kyle, we were down, but we're a little less down than we were. Tell me what we're seeing out there today.
That's about the best way to classify it right now. We're down, but we're down a little less down than we were earlier. December live cattle dropped off here right off the open here. The high's been 240, 145 so far. We're at 240.55, but we dropped on down to that 238.32 mark here. And when that sell-off happened, there was very, very little volume here underneath us. So what it looked to me like is we had to go back down here and back up the market here, find out where the buyers were kind of sitting at. That 238 area is going to be major support here as far as this December contract moving forward. On the October contract, it's going to be about that 236.5 mark here. On the spread side of things here, the October's been losing ground to the December all morning. They've widened that out to about $1.85. And like I said yesterday, if this market does continue to move lower, that spread could widen out to as much as $4 to $4.80 here. There's some major support down there in those areas, but $2 is the first area of major support here for that spread to hold. On the feeder cattle side of things here, index looks like it's going to be down about 7 cents here today. We're going to lose a lot of cattle here out of the index here from last week's sales here tomorrow. So we could be down as much as maybe $2 to $3 here tomorrow at that index. A lot of folks are calling and asking if this is the top or if it's not. That's tough to say here, folks. They're not going to send us a postcard and let us know when that's going to happen. But we're going to keep our eyes here moving forward here. As far as cash cattle, we haven't heard any really good solid bids or offers yet.
That is livestock market analyst Kyle Bumsted. If you'd like to talk to Kyle about the livestock markets, call him at 308-708-7340. You're listening to the Rural Radio Network.
With this Grain IQ Minute, I'm Bryce Duskett. What are your options with options trading? Should you sell a put or buy a call? Or buy a put and sell a call?
I always say that if you want to use a put, it's going to put a floor under your production and protect it against it going lower, which is what we're historically worried about as a farmer. Or if you want to buy a call, allows you to call in to you or be able to own it, and allows you to benefit if the market goes higher. But typically as a producer, you want to buy a put to protect your price.
Grain IQ is a grain marketing podcast designed just for you, the producer, to help you make better grain marketing decisions. Doug Simon is a commodity consultant with Trados.
With the futures market, there's always one seller and one buyer. And in an options market, for every call that's bought, there's also a call seller. And then for every put that's bought, there's also a put seller.
Grain IQ, the grain marketing podcast helping you be more profitable. Subscribe and listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or on the Rural Radio Podcast Hub.
Welcome back. I'm Lacey Shippey on the Rural Radio Network. Time for your market update. Corn futures are down with some consolidation happening. Corn crop ratings fell last week by 2 points to a still favorable 69% good to excellent. The crop is now 15% mature and just over average for this time of year. Corn exports last week were good at 55.4 million bushels, and total shipments are now 2.6 billion bushels, which is well above a year ago. Corn used for ethanol in July jumped 2% from June, close to 456 million bushels. Soy conditions fell by 4 points last week to 65% good to excellent, with the national crop rising 2 points in the poor to very poor category to 10%. The soybean complex is still heavily pressured by a lack of a deal made with China, but we did see 185,000 metric tons of meal sold to the Philippines this morning. December corn is down 6 at 4.17, March down 5.5 at 4.35 1/4. November soybeans down 7 3/4 at 10.33 1/4. January down 7.5 at 10.52. December Chicago wheat down 5 at 5.23 1/4. March down 5 at 5.39 1/2. Kansas City December wheat down 2.5 at 5.08 3/4. March down 2 3/4 at 5.29 1/4. October live cattle down 67 at 238.80. December down 52 at 240.62. September feeders are down 192 at 362.32. October down 212 at 361.57. December lean hogs are down 85 cents at 87.32. February down 75 at 89.32. Class 3 milk for September is down 8 cents at 17.85. You're listening to the Rural Radio Network.